What's going on, guys? It's your boy JB, and welcome to week number 10 of the Amazon FBA Road to 10K per month profit challenge. And today we're going over PPC management, which is the cornerstone of your actual listing on page one. And if you're new to this series, what we're doing is we're going through a 12-week process of me building out my Amazon FBA store in order to generate $10,000 per month profit. And again, what we've done so far is, which you can see in that's highlighted in green, is creating my LLC, my bank account, my PIDX profile that will allow me to optimize my cash flow with a 0% interest rate from $0 to $100,000. Then we have our product selection tools that we went over, which is number one for me would be Zombies, which is going to allow me to pick up my product and actually have them analyze it to see if it's actually going to be profitable when I launch. They have a service for that on Zombies. We'll go over that here in a minute. And then also product selection. Again, I did purchase this business in a box Amazon FBA model from Kevin David for $10,000, and there are certain things that he actually do, or certain things that he actually does for you. It's a done with you program, and one of those things was that he picks out two products for you. One you launch, the other one you can like put in your back pocket. You can launch later afterwards, but I already did that. I mean, they've already done that for me, so I don't have to worry about that. But yet I still went over how to go about selecting your product. And then we went over Amazon Seller Central, just going over the dashboard of like the lay of the land of how everything looks and where to go for certain things that you're looking for your business, like reports and advertising and all that good stuff. And then we went over the product listing, how to optimize that. And if you don't know how to do that, there's about 3 options that I gave you that you can actually get that done for yourself. That way you don't have to do it yourself if you're kind of scared or nervous. And then brand story, I gave you 4 different options to use for that. Creating your logo, creating your brand colors, for product packaging, for actually writing out your brand story. I gave you those options as well. And then inventory management. I gave you the key details of how to make sure that inventory is taken care of and how to monitor that. That way you don't lose any money or don't lose any space as far as like your first page, how to maintain that first page spot and not get bumped to page 7 or 6 where you're not even, where you don't really exist at that point. And then also, last week we went over product launch and how to get reviews, going from 5 views from the Amazon reviewer program, then going to 20 to 25 reviews or using JumpSend and also Page 105, which is on Zombies. And then today, here we are going through PPC management, and let's go ahead and dive right in. So what PPC management is huge, and it's vital that you use PPC management for like every single day. You'll of course increase it and ramp it up when you first launch a product, but then you'll ramp it down just to stay on page one after you optimize your keywords in your bids, right? So let me just go ahead and show you where to even do that right now. Let's see. So here I am in my Amazon Seller Essential account. What you want to do is go to advertising, go to campaign manager. As you can see, I haven't started one yet. In the beta version of sponsored display, I haven't seen that one yet, but we'll go to sponsored products. Hit continue. This is where you set your daily budget. See dynamic bids up and down. Your ad groups, how you fund your product, and then your automatic targeting. No, negative keyword targeting after that, and then negative product targeting, which is new. I've never heard of that. We actually didn't go over that. And also, too, guys, just to let you know that I'm taking a course as I'm doing this. So like every week we're going over the different things that I've laid out, and we have Q&A and we have an in-depth conversation of what that subject is. And some things I can't reveal. A lot of things that really I can't reveal at all, because I mean, again, I spent a substantial amount of money on that thing, so I don't want to, like, it's not fair to everybody else to actually pay for the mastermind details and all the nitty gritty of the how to build it out and how to optimize everything, because that wouldn't be fair to them, right? So I'm just kind of giving you like an overview of like what's happening behind the scenes and like how I'm building my Amazon FBA business out. But I'm not going to give all the details that are inside that mastermind group that I paid for. It's not fair to anyone. So just FYI for that. But again, I'm just letting you know what I've been doing for myself in my business. That way you guys can see if like you actually want to do this business model. If it's not for you, if it's too detailed, if it's just too much work for you, depending on like what your schedule is. If you have kids or you have college, or you're working 3 or 4 jobs and you still have the time to do it, then me showing you the step-by-step process of how it's built out and what is needed to create your business or create this business, that kind of just lets you know like, hey, cool business model, but I can't do it because of X, Y, Z. Or maybe you say like, yeah, I can't. I do have the time to do that. That seems kind of interesting for me to do. It's passive once it's like up and going. So I think you might say like, I think it's worth the grunt work, worth like getting my my back broken in order to make sure this thing works up front, and then on the back end, I know that it'll just run passively and create income for me and my family. So it just depends on like where you're at in life right now. Based on this business model that I've seen so far after going through 10 weeks of it, it's more or less, does it suit your lifestyle that you wanna pursue in the next, I'd say 2 to 3 years? Do you feel like it's too hands-on to where you can't really do it right now because you have too many family things going on in your life? Or is it more, okay, no matter what, I'm gonna do whatever it takes in order to do this business model because I see the potential in it? So it's worth just sitting down and trying to figure out, is it worth doing this, or is it worth doing drop shipping, or is it worth doing just affiliate marketing? There's a lot of moving parts with Amazon FBA that I'm seeing, but I think once you go through it, once you do it once, I think after that it seems pretty easy. Really, what I've seen so far in the past 10 weeks is that you just need to find your product and find your supplier, and just make sure you don't run out of inventory, aka cash flow. So those are the 3 big pillars that I'm seeing so far going through week 10 of this thing, is that just make sure that you have enough capital coming into it, because if you don't, then you run the risk of getting on page 1 and then like you're pretty much going to lose your sales like dramatically if you don't stay on page 1. That's what I'm seeing so far. So again, like you'll see, I'll track everything from like the first day that I launch all the way up to me hopefully making 10K per month profit, and let you guys know step by step like what went into it and like how I was able to do that and how much that it took to do that. Because right now, as I said, like I invested $10,000 into the business in a box, and then it's taken me, I have 10 grand also set aside for inventory and PPC and other costs like shipping costs associated with my business as well. So that's kind of what I started out with. Again, like you probably, if you decide to do Amazon FBA, you'll probably need, I'd say, a good 7 grand, I would say. Like I would first buy a course for at least no less than $5,000 just to learn Amazon FBA. Like, because it's funny because I've watched like at least 100 videos on Amazon FBA on YouTube, and they're not even saying a lot of things that probably should be said. There's a lot of small details that are involved in building an Amazon FBA business that they're not telling you, I promise you, and once you don't do that, like you'll learn from it. I mean, like you'll just go through it and then like you'll lose money from it, but of course you'll learn from that point on. But up front though, knowing those little small things, it's gonna cost you thousands of dollars, like already off the bat. So if you have the money, if you have like at least, I say $2,000 to $5,000, please invest in a course. I'm not saying you have to do what I did, but there's what is it, Amazon selling machine. I think it's for $5,000, something like that. But it's definitely well worth it because there's way too much room for error when building an Amazon FBA business if you don't know what you're doing. So that's what I've learned so far in week 10. There's been little small things that they've mentioned like every single week that, again, I'm not going to reveal what it is, only because it's not fair to everybody else that spent that money on the program. But please buy a course. That way you learn the ins and outs of it, like the small things that these Amazon FBA gurus on YouTube aren't telling you. But anyways, let's go dive into this. So as we're going through this, see, it's good to start off at dynamic bids down only. And then, of course, your daily budget should be like, I'd say 7 to 10% of your profit margin, whatever that is, and then figure that out. And then use that as your daily budget. Just embed that daily cost, your ad costs, that's what it's called, A cost, within your profit margin, so 7 to 10%. And then you're gonna put that in here. So let's say that's $21 daily budget. Always do automatic targeting. Then there's manual targeting. Of course, it's different YouTube videos right now that show you how to go about doing this in depth. I'm just gonna give you a quick high level overview of what I anticipate doing. So yeah, dynamic bids down only, and then campaign will be down only on that. Let's just say I'm doing shoelaces. I'll label it down only with no end date. Keep that as is. I don't know if I can even pull anything up from shoelaces, but yeah, I don't think I did. Could, but if I had an active product right now, I would go ahead and post it on this. I'm still, just so you guys know, I'm still trying to get the freight forwarder cost with my actual product to see how much true profit margin that I will have after the freight forwarder embeds their cost, and then also the shipping cost from the port all the way up to landing here in the US. I'm still trying to figure that out, see who has the best price, and then after that I'll go and get a sample shipped over here. That is a separate cost. Just getting a sample expedited over to the US, and then I'll check it out, and then after that I will get it inspected, and actually I think I'll get it inspected first, and then I have a sample shipped over, and then I'll check it out, or then I'll have it shipped over here to the US. But going through automatic targeting, I'd probably do like a little bit more, because people typically do the default, so I'll just do like 77 cents, and then I'd probably wait until the suggested keywords pop up. After that, and after running it, I want to say about 4 to 6 weeks, I'll see what the negative keywords should be, and then I'll throw it in my campaign moving forward to help reduce my cost. So that's how I anticipate doing this. Again, there's plenty of different YouTube videos showing you PPC. Again, the high level overview of me running PPC campaigns that I'm going to be doing. I will be launching this as soon as I get my product in and it's launched, or at this FBA warehouse in Amazon. And yeah, we'll just see how it works out. But I kind of want to avoid actually Q4. Only reason why I say this is because I don't know how much that I'll have to spend in PPC, because typically Amazon increases your PPC bids by 20 to 30% during that time, because it's pretty crazy. Because initially, as you guys know, I wanted to actually launch this product right before the holidays, right around actually a month from now. I was trying to launch this thing, but now as I'm going through the course, I'm thinking it might be best for me to wait till Q1 instead of Q4, because the PPC costs are just like insane. They're really ridiculous when it comes to Christmas. Understand why, because everybody's just fighting and battling for that page 1 during Christmas. It's all good, but for me, it's probably best for me just to wait till the first quarter of next year and then stack my profit up and then reinvest in my business for 2021 Q4. And I should be more profitable that way. And then, of course, I would have an established, I guess, status on page 1 after, I'd say, 9 months of me being on page 1. So that's what I'm looking to do right now, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, give your boy the thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell while you're at it, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.